Yeah. So basically, the album is titled Forward, and what I want us to do is to consider the new landscape of American culture, and what I mean by that is there's an agenda, I believe, to secularize the American culture and our nation in general. We're seeing that in politics. We're seeing that just on a lay level. A lot of people are moving away from concepts of God and the supernatural component. And it's putting the Christian in an awkward position because we're having to think through how to exist in that type of terrain, to still be normal, to be tactful, to be nice, not overbearing, but to be confident and bold about our faith in Christ. So the record is just bringing that type of dialogue to the forefront. And so, man, it's been a weighty project, and I think the response has been well so far, though. Just from observing culture and seeing some of the new trends, obviously with the decision to redefine marriage in American culture with the Supreme Court's decision to do that, those types of things. Also expanding it out. Being from St. Louis, Missouri, we had the case with Mike Brown. So there's a lot of racial tension happening in the nation, and people are looking for answers. Why is this way? I thought we were past this. So just a lot of these issues, man, are causing people to think, to have questions. So I wanted to provide an album that can have that kind of dialogue that actually fits what's going on right now. And I think, in the mainstream market, a lot of artists are utilizing their platforms to talk about some of this weighty content. And I thought it was important for the Christian to do the same thing. And I wanted this album to contribute that component. I actually did a lot of the writing before and after. So the Mike Brown thing kind of got the wheels turning, and I just started writing ideas and coming up with concepts. And then had a conversation with a gentleman by the name of Dr. Russell Moore. He's the president of a ministry or organization called ERLC, Ethics and Religious Liberty Commission. And he wrote a book titled Onward, How to Engage Culture Without Losing the Gospel. And I had the opportunity to get an advanced copy of that book. So, man, we both had similar things on our heart, and we were just, observing the culture. And so I was just digesting a lot of that material, and just in my everyday experience, I'm encountering people that are questioning Christianity or questioning the reality or the necessity of God. So I said, man, I have to articulate a Christian vision of reality in a hip-hop context so that people who live this type of lifestyle can understand God's heart, can understand where the Christian is coming from, but also encourage the young artist who's also a believer to be thinking through how we're going to engage culture without losing the gospel as well. So the backdrop was all those current events that was just informing the record. So even as I was writing, new things would happen, new developments would happen. I actually wrote a song titled Know the Times, and it's addressing a lot of things that was happening then, but then as it further developed, things like the Supreme Court ruling, came to pass. And I didn't even have that information in my head when I wrote the song. It just, it's the progression of where the nation is. So even as I was writing it, more things like that were happening in our nation, man. So it just shows that that's where we're heading, and we have to continue to talk about it and think about it if we want to make an impact for the sake of the gospel.